Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another quick tutorial about how to make a custom, there it is, custom dial. Okay, now that dial has a little line on it, see that? There we go. Just like that. So I thought, okay, you know what? Hey, let's make some custom dials. It's just something to add onto here. So what do we need? In this case, we're going to be using the tank. A couple of things are going to change. So I'll go over that. Okay, so we need a monitor, right? 1x1 monitor. We need power. All the usual stuff. We need a toggle button. And then we need a tank, which is full of fluid that we can measure. Here, I'll just do this. And then I just put a valve on it so I can get air out of it. We need a pump. We need a hose. I think I might still have one in my inventory. All right, so now we can measure the value that's coming out here. All right, let's connect all of that to electricity. Okay, then we need a blank microcontroller. I'll put one here. Okay, going into the microcontroller, we need a couple of things. We need our rotation. So this is going to be whatever we're measuring. Okay, we need what else do we need? We need a video. We need a video out. I think that's all we need actually. Let me just double check this one here. What do I have in this one here? Oh, and then our on off. And that was it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay. And then an on off, right? Just in case we need it inside the node. Output, whatever, and then I'll just connect it. Just like that. Alright, then we get our Lewis script here. There, and then we have our composite, right number. There, channel 1. Easy peasy. Okay, so we'll update. So now what we need is the tank content. So for the purpose of this tutorial, all right, we need to know the value of this tank. It is 3441. Okay. Now, why do we need that value? Well, if we were measuring a custom gas tank, fuel tank, on the gas spawner or the liquid meter, the reader, it gives you the capacity and it gives you the liquid amount. So you have a capacity to divide the amount into, which is what we could measure if we were trying to measure our distance for our rotation. In this case, we don't have that, so we have to manually remember it because the gas containers, they just tell you what's in it. They don't tell you how much it can hold. There's no output for that. It just tells you what's inside it. All right, so now that we've done that, W, same thing. We need our width and our height. And then we're, what are we, 32 by 32? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we need input, let's see, rotation equals input get number 1, okay? And then what we need to do, same thing like we did with our radar, we need to take that rotation, we need to convert it into an angle, right? Angle equals, and then we need to say, in this case, it'll be rotation times, we'll do 360 for now, but we're gonna go through, I'm gonna show you how to change that. Math.py pi divided by 180, because we only want it to go half. We don't want it to go full circle. We only want it to go half a circle, so we're going to edit that later on. Then we need an x1 and we need a y1, right? Which is where we put in our sine and cosine divided by 2 plus, and then h divided by 2. We're going to be editing this a little bit. All right. And then this is going to be distance. No, this is going to be our radius. So whatever we want that to be. So in this case, it would be 16. But I'm going to make it more like 10. And then we're going to say multiply that by math.cosine. And then we're going to say 1.58 plus our angle. Now, I'm going to go over this, the 1.58. We're going to learn all about that in this video, so I hope you're excited. Okay, and then this is going to be sine. So we have cosine and sine. And that's it. And then on our on draw, we need to do two things. We need to screen.draw. We want to draw a circle. And that's going to be x1, no, that's going to be w divided by 2, h divided by 2, so center of the screen. And our radius, let's make it 15, so it's just going to be inside you know what I mean? We'll be able to see the full radius. We could probably go 16 actually, we'd still be able to see it. Then we're going to do screen.draw a line. Okay, and then we're going to say from the center of the screen. And then we're going to say x1 and y1. So let's update that. And then what I want to do is I want to connect our on signal. And then I want to connect our video. And we're just going to take a look at what we've done so far before we get too involved. Maybe we make a mistake somewhere. All right. Turn it on. Yeah, made a mistake here. Global screen. Spelled screen wrong. All right. Let's see what that does. So we should have a circle on the screen, and we should have a line on the screen. Yep, but you notice how the line is off, okay? So now what we need to do is, we need one more thing. We need to say value equals 3441. Remember we needed that? So then what we're going to do is we're going to take the angle, we're going to divide that by the value. All right, now we should have a line pointing straight down at the bottom of the screen. Yep. Now, if I plug in my hose and I turn that on, you see it rotates a little bit? And now it's going to rotate as the tank empties, and it's going to spin in a full circle. So it's that simple. So now what we can do is we can say, okay, so now what I want to do is I want to, let's say, print the value of what's in the tank. So we can say screen dot draw text, okay? And then we can say, we can go in like 5, and we can say down 16. We could even say 14, so it's slightly above. And then what we want to draw is we want to say string.format. And then we want to, in the parentheses, we want to say %.0f. This here is going to tell us the number value, okay? This is tens. If we do this, it'll be hundreds. If we do that, it'll only print the thousands. This number here, that's what we're doing, okay? If you don't put in the decimal point and you just do 0, it'll give you this number plus a decimal. And then every number beyond the decimal is however many decimal points you want, all right? And then we want to say, what's the value? It's going to be the rotation. Perfect. So we've done 3 things. We've drawn a line. It's going to print the rotation. And we're going to be able to see that on the screen. And then as the value of the tank gets smaller. Oops, string. That's my keyboard for you. All right. There we go. So that's the value that's in the tank. There, you see it? The tank is now being emptied. It's telling us the value that's in the tank. Now we can align that a little bit more if we want to. You know, you can make it more into the center. We're only coming over 5 pixels. We could come over like 7, something like that, to get it more in the center of the screen, depending on the size of the number that you want to print. This is a custom dial, right? So you could, this value here, you could have a keypad, so that way you could connect custom values to it if you wanted to. You could even use it for the rotation. There's other ways that you can sort of sort it out, all right? So on the other dial, I had a bunch of lines around it. Okay, basically what I did is I just found the pixel location through trial and error, and that's these numbers here. That's this stuff here, right? So I'll put it on here. You can pause the screen if you want and take a look at it, at the numbers. This is the color. It sets it to white, and then these are the individual numbers. They're 4 pixels in length. I'll just show you what it looks like here. There. It makes it all red, obviously, because I set the color to red. But that's these lines here. All right, and then there's our line here. Now, if you want to change the line, so here we're going to do a couple of things. So let's say we don't want it to go in a circle. We only want it to go in half a circle, okay, a semicircle. So then what we do is we say, instead of dividing our rotation by 360, we divide our rotation by 180, all right? So now let's see how that looks. Oh, now it's at the top of the screen, and when it empties, it's going to be at the bottom of the screen, so it's only utilizing that half. And you can say, well, I don't like that. Maybe I want it to be, instead of vertical, I want it to be more horizontal. Well, that's where the 1.58 comes into play. If we set this to 0, and what I want to do is I want to draw I want to set this color differently. There we go. Default is white, and if you set another color, it'll default the whole screen to the other color. So, there we go. It's almost like Christmas. There, so now you see the line is this way, and when I plug it in and open the valve, see it's now going upside down. Right? So we don't want that. We want it to go the other way. So if we change this, I think it's to 4, because now we're doing like, I think it's a full circle. Let's just try that for a second here. I think it's 4. Right? It's different when you're measuring it to spin than if you're just measuring it to rotate. No, it's not 4. Would be would be 3.6, wouldn't it? 5.8, 3.16. Right, so as you can see, I'm just playing around with it. There we go, 360. Now it's on that side. Okay? And now, look at that. It is now half a dial. Okay, and then if you don't want the lines on the bottom, now I don't know, like I say, I'm not going to get into trying to draw an arch. So probably what I would do in that case is I would just say at the bottom here, I would just say screen dot draw, and then we'll say a rectangle full. Oh, and then we'll set the color to black on this one here. Right, 0, 0, 0, and then we just black out the bottom part of the screen. So I would say like coming down maybe 18. Oops. X, so starting at 0 and then coming down 18, and then we would make it like we could say, I don't know, 36 wide by, say 36 by 36, doesn't really matter. It's off the screen, right? Probably be like 17 or 18. And then the bottom half of the screen should be blacked out. Oops. Draw. Oh, capital R, capital R, capital R. There we go. See that? And so now we have our line, and now we want to raise our numbers, bring our numbers up. So we can bring our numbers up instead of being on, what is it, 14? They could be on like 10 or even 9, let's say. I don't know if that's, and then they'll have to change the color, right? Because now what you're doing is they're starting to blend in because they'll be on top of those numbers. There we go, look at that. There you go. Our very own custom half dial. I know it looks kind of silly, right, as a half dial, but you could even use the other half. But that would look pretty cool, you know? So there you have it. Custom dial tutorial. Very snazzy looking thing. Take a screenshot here. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you watch this video to the very end, please consider leaving a like, maybe even subscribing. That's going to do it for this video. As you can see, we can do half, you could do full, you could change the direction of the line, all that good stuff where you want it to be. It's totally customizable. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next one.